The call came at 10:42 p.m. "Your daughter's fine," the man said. "Just a misunderstanding." I could hear her sobbing in the background. Then a muffled voice, a young man's, shouting, "She made me do it!" The line went dead. By the time I reached the hospital, her jaw was wired shut. Her left eye was purple. Her hand trembled when she tried to write something on the notepad the nurse gave her. He hit me again. 18 years as a Navy SEAL, I'd seen men die, cities burn, empires fall. But nothing compared to the sight of my daughter flinching when I touched her hand. At 2 a.m., my phone rang again. A calm voice. Too calm. "My son has anger issues," the billionaire said. "Your daughter triggered him. I'll wire 2 million. Just disappear." I didn't respond, didn't breathe, didn't hang up. I simply listened to the sound of his arrogance, his belief that money could bury guilt. Then I said quietly, "I'm not for sale," and hung up. The world worships people like him, tech royalty, silicon gods, untouchable. The news called it a family dispute. The DA called it a misunderstanding. His lawyers called it self-defense. My daughter couldn't call it anything. She still couldn't speak. I sat beside her bed as she slept, watching the steady rise and fall of her chest. Every breath was a reminder. She survived what she shouldn't have. Her mother wanted to leave it to the courts. "Please," she whispered, "don't do anything stupid." I didn't answer, because what I was planning wasn't stupid, it was precise. The boy thought he broke her jaw. He didn't realize he'd broken something inside me that doesn't heal. I started with reconnaissance. Old habits die hard. Their Silicon Valley estate was a fortress. Armed security, biometric locks, motion sensors. Every defense money could buy. But men like him always forget one thing. Safety is built by people, and people can be compromised. By day 3, I had blueprints, patrol schedules, and gate codes. By day 4, I knew every name, every weakness, every route. I moved like a ghost. I didn't want blood. I wanted awareness, fear, the kind that makes your heart skip every time a floorboard creaks. He wanted to buy silence. I'd sell him a nightmare instead. At 11:47 p.m., I entered through the service tunnel. 2 guards, non-lethal takedown, no sound. By 2:13 a.m., the entire perimeter was down. 20 men asleep on the floor, their weapons disabled. The house was silent. I could hear my own breathing, steady, controlled. I found him in his study, staring at a wall of monitors. His son was upstairs, drugged, passed out. He looked up as I stepped into the light. "Nathan," he whispered, "how did you—" "Money," I said, "can't buy safety." He tried to stand. I pushed him back into his chair, cable-tied his wrists. Calm, methodical. "You think you're protecting your son," I said, "but you're protecting something else." He blinked, confused. I placed a flash drive on his desk. "Your company's private servers, encrypted chat logs, every document you buried." His face drained of color, because he knew what was on it. His cover-ups, his payoffs, his offshore laundering, the private therapists he bribed to declare his son rehabilitated. "Where did you get this?" he asked, voice breaking. I didn't answer. I leaned closer. "You thought I'd take your money and disappear, but you forgot who I am. I don't vanish, I extract." He looked at me then, not like a man facing punishment, but like one finally realizing his control had limits. I pressed play on the laptop. The recordings filled the room. His son's confession, his own voice coaching him through a lie. The billionaire's composure cracked. "Please, she provoked him. You don't understand." I cut him off. "I understand perfectly." At 3:04 a.m., I called his lawyer using his phone. "I'm sending you a file," I said. "Forward it to every news outlet you know." Then I hit send. The billionaire screamed, lunged, begged, but his wrists held tight. I turned toward the door. "Don't worry," I said. "Your son will still have a father, just not a free one." I walked out as alarms started wailing. Not from the system, from him. By sunrise, the footage was everywhere, his empire collapsing in real time. Stocks frozen, investigations launched. I didn't kill him. I just made sure the world saw who he really was. Back at the hospital, my daughter opened her eyes as I entered. She tried to speak, but her mouth was still wired. She didn't have to say anything. I just nodded. Outside, the city buzzed with headlines. Tech giant under federal investigation. Alleged abuse cover-up. I watched the sunrise through the glass. Felt nothing. No joy. No triumph. Just silence. 18 years in the field taught me something. Revenge isn't satisfaction. It's symmetry. He offered me money to make the pain disappear. Instead, I made sure his world felt it too. I kissed my daughter's forehead and whispered, "It's over." Then I walked away, not as a soldier, not as a father, but as a man who finally understood. Justice doesn't need permission.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.